Yeah, hi, I'm Joe Chirchirillo, and I'm the curator of the show. We walk around and look at some work. Peter Lundberg's cast concrete sculpture, one of the larger pieces in the show. Moving over to Nick Santoro's piece here. It's a marble piece called Kick Rock Very Hard. There we go, I'm doing with the camera in my hand. Moving over to John Wilkinson's piece, Perch. It's one of the smaller pieces in the show. Very nice little formal animals piece here. Okay, we're walking up to a piece by Drew Corlitz. It's a vessel sculpture made out of steel. Really, really nicely fabricated piece. It's great work. He teaches at SUNY Potsdam. And in the back of that piece here is Rita D's piece. She's a resident of Bennington. She makes driftwood horses or found wood horses. This marble piece is by Fred X. Brownstein. Fred actually has curated the show for a while, 4 years I believe. It's a marble piece called Landscape. We had a site map this year for the show, and my assistant Jackson Toth made this cool map can to hold the maps. We're walking towards a piece by Stephen Clemma. He's a Massachusetts artist. It's called Ryby House. Wooden, painted wood. Really, really beautifully made, beautifully constructed bench piece. Another Massachusetts artist here, Philip Marshall. Steel piece about 7 feet tall. This piece here is by Evan Morse. It's called Modern Idol. This piece has been here for about 3 years. It's by Wendy Klemperer. People like it, so we've left it here. Welded steel. We're on the property of VAE, Vermont Art Exchange, and this piece was made by Matt Perry, who is the director of the VAE. And this is a piece about Trayvon Martin called Waiting. And we have another piece here by Matt. There was a tree here, and they cut the tree down, and he made a pencil out of it. Number 2, it's called. Really cool little piece here. This is a permanent piece which is on the site. It's been here for quite a while. It's called Gramora. It's by Stephen Davidson. Bricks put together and then ground off with a grinder. This is Mike Bonadio's piece. Mike is the casting director over at Salem Artworks in Salem, New York. It's called Waiting for a Ride. One of the things that's really interesting about this piece is that the life preserver and the oars are cast iron, although you would never know it unless you went up to it and tapped. We have a small piece here by a person who works at VAE, Matthew Marks, called Walking the Dog. This piece is by Jamie Townsend, a Vermont artist. He takes tree trunks and carves them mostly into animals and then paints them very expressionistically. The sculpture is by Mariam Shah. It's done with reflective tape. It's great at night when the cars go by. Here we have a sculpture by Dave Channon called Steampunk Trike. Moving over to another New York artist here, Bob Turan. It's called Geode Time Capsule. See the various mechanical things he has inside the concrete geode. Painted found steel sculpture by Michelle Vara called A Whale of a Tale. This piece is by Gregory Smith. It's called Around the Bend. Gregory is one of the artists who've been in the show for all 19 years. It's a steel sculpture. Moving over to a piece by another North Bennington resident. It's a dandelion sculpture called Fine and Dandy, made by Kristen Blaker. This is my sculpture, cast pigmented concrete, inspired by a trip to California this winter called Joshua Tree No. 1. Kinetic sculpture by Bernie Zabrowski. Catching the light nice as well. This piece by Bill Botso. It's called Crib. It's found wood constructed into a tower. Nice piece. It's a piece by Bruce Hathaway, who is also a Vermont artist. Welded aluminum. Very formal, beautifully done decorative arts kind of piece. Back here is something totally different. Cast concrete, spray painted pink by Christopher Spinozzi. Steel tower by Peter Barrett, made from an old water tank, cut and welded together. This is a piece by Chase Winkler. It's a plywood base with a carved wooden top, kind of tattoo-esque carvings or drawings on top there. A large wooden piece by Ethan Ames. Ethan brought these pieces up in his car and put them together here with copper wire. There's a nice tall found steel sculpture by Eric David Laxman. I like the way he welded the base into that rock, fabricated that steel into that rock. Up on the hill here we have a strong piece by Taylor Apostle. Jody Carlson's piece in front of us here, painted steel. This piece is by Patrick Cammett. It's called One Piece at a Time, after the Johnny Cash song, if you don't know it. Give 'em one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. Here's a fun piece by Freedom Bayard. It's called Touch Punch Trunk. If you come to the show, make sure you punch it. It's kind of fun to punch. Here's an intimate little piece by Charlotte Davenport called Bennington Bards and Birds. You can see all the writing on them. Here's a stainless steel piece by Michael Guadagno. This piece comes completely apart. He brought it in his car and just put it together here on site. Very practical. It's a piece by Mike Biddy. Mike Biddy is also a local artist called Phantasmal. This sculpture is called Haystack Number 1. It's by Zach Ward, another Salem Artworks sculptor. A piece by Autumn Doyle called Ever the Forest Dreams. A found wood sculpture by Lynn Lisberger called Arc. Hopefully you can get down and see the show for real. It's up through the end of October 2016. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.